Hello students, in the last session we have discussed what is that organizing and what is the procedure or process of organizing. So next topic for today's discussion is why organizing is important or why there is a need to study this particular function, why manager has to exercise this particular function. Okay, so we know that the organization is going to work in a society, okay, where environment change at a very fast pace. Okay, it keep changes, constantly keep changes at a very fast pace. So, in order to face the challenges, in order to face the dynamic environment, manager has to exercise this particular function of organizing, because in this particular function manager is going to give practical shape to his plan, or this particular function is all about identifying the activities to be performed and allocating to the different individuals and creating that authority responsibility relationship among the employees. Okay, the intention is to taking initiation of implementation part of the uh, our plan. Okay, so that is what. So when it comes to why there is a need to study that organizing, or why there is a need to exercise this particular function, so just let us go through some of the importance or some of the benefits of a organizing function. The very first thing is benefits of specialization. Benefits of benefits of benefits of a specialization. So obviously, we know that so this particular function of organizing, it facilitates a systematic allocation of work. It is all about identifying the works to be performed and allocating that works to individuals on their skills. So obviously, it reduces the workload of particular individuals, and it is going to dilute that workload. So as a result of that, so you can get a better work from the employees, because every time you are going to allot the work, so you are going to allot the work repeatedly to the same person. So when you are going to assign the repetitive jobs to the same person, obviously he is going to become skilled in that, he is going to gain some experience, he is going to gain some knowledge out of it, and that as a result of that, definitely he can attain that specialization. Okay, that is what benefit of specialization. So organizing is all about making the list of the activities to be performed and systematic allocation of the jobs to the individuals. Okay, so when we are going to allot the works to the individuals, we are going to focus on the nature of work and the nature of that employee, whether his capabilities, his skills and abilities, whether it suits that job or not. We are going to measure that, and on that basis we are going to allot the jobs according to his or her skills and abilities. Okay, so obviously as a result of that, it helps to gain the knowledge, it helps to attain that specialization in a particular area. Okay, so that is what the very first benefit of organizing function. Okay, we can get the benefit of specialization. Then moving to the next one, that is clarity in working relationship. Clarity in working relationship. So obviously, organizing function, in this particular function, manager is going to give clarity about the authority and responsibility. What is your authority and what is your responsibility? Every individual is very clear about his responsibilities, to whom he is accountable, and on whom he has that authority. So we are going to give clear picture about this particular aspect. where each individual will be given some clarity regarding what is his scope or what is his authority and what is his accountability. Okay, so we are going to make every person accountable and every person as authority. So I always used to tell, or we always used to come across this discussion. There must be balance between the authority and responsibility, because if you are going to give excess authority to any individual, so there is a chance he is going to misuse that powers. And at the same time, if you are going to make anyone more responsible than the authority, so in such cases, he is going to become a slaver. That is going to create a slaverism. So that is why always there must be balance between authority and responsibility. And in case of organizing, we are going to delegate that authority responsibility in a proper manner. Okay, so which means we are going to give the establishment of working relationship, or we are going to give clarity about so what is the responsibility and what is the authority of each individual. Okay, so we are going to give clarity about to whom he is accountable and on whom he has authority to issue orders. So obviously it is going to help them to improve the performance, because they have clarity. There is no confusion. There is no confusion about their responsibilities and communication. So that is going to help them to work with more productivity. So that is what one of the benefit of this particular function. That is clarity in working relationship. So then moving to the next one, optimum utilization of resources. Optimum utilization of resources. So it leads to organizing, leads to a proper allocation of all the resources, be it a physical resource, be it financial resource or human resource. So it leads to proper utilization of all the available resources, because so we know that in organizing, so we are going to allocate the work to the individuals. In such cases, it reduces the wastages, and obviously it also and it also helps us to minimize the duplication of activities. So duplication of activities in the sense, so there is no confusion regarding the work to be performed. Okay, there is no chance of two individuals or departments are going to perform the same job. It is not that kind of confusion won't be. Okay, so organizing is not going to it's not going to pull us into such problems. It is going to help us to make us free from such problems of duplication of efforts. Okay, so because there will be clarity as well as there is a systematic allocation of all the available resources. So when you are going to allot the resources in a proper manner, definitely it prevents the duplication of activity. It prevents confusion regarding the work, and also it minimizes the wastages, and as a result of that we can use our available resource to the maximum advantage. Okay, so available resource we can get maximum benefit out of the available resources, whether that is human resource, financial resource, or physical resource, or whatever. So by exercising organizing function effectively, so we also enjoy the maximum utilization of available resources. So that is about one of the importance. Then moving to the next one, that is adaptation to change. Adaptation to change. Adaptation to change. So obviously, in the organization, so we know that every business or every organization is going to work in a dynamic environment where it is going to where environment is going to constantly keep changes. And at a very fast pace. So we have to adapt ourselves according to environmental changes. we can't sit quite. So we have to make some changes according to the environmental changes. We supposed to keep flexible. We are not allowed to be rigid. So by exercising the organizing function in an effective manner, it helps us to adapt to the changes. Okay, required changes we can make, and as a result of that, so we can face the challenges in a better manner. So that is why organizing is important. Then effective administration. So one of the importance is effective administration. So when it comes to effective administration, so we know that in the organizing function, so it is going to give clarity about what is your scope, what is your authority and responsibility. So it is going to give clarity to the each managers about the works to be performed, and it is also going to reduce the workload. So when it is going to reduce the workload, and when it is going to give you clarity about what is your scope, so definitely you can perform your job in a better manner, because there will be no confusions about your exercising your authorities, or there will be no confusions regarding the responsibilities and rights. So when you have so much clarity about what is your authority and responsibility, so definitely it helps you to work without confusions. It is going to make you free from the confusions. So obviously, when an individual is free from confusions, and when he can dilute the workload. So as a result of that, definitely he can give better administration. Okay, we can get an efficient administration from the authorities. So then, moving to the next one, that is development of personnel. Development of development of personnel. So obviously, effective delegation of work. So it is going to reduce the workload, and obviously, as I told, it is going to delegate the authority also. So when you have authority, so you can exercise your power. So that is going to help you to use your creativity, so that we can get a more creative performance from the employees, and as a result of that, they can gain more knowledge, and it also helps to subordinates to develop newer skills, and one fine day they can also inculcate the qualities of a good leader. Okay, so when it is going to give chance to the lower level employees, or it is going to give some powers to each individual who are in that chain. So when you have some authority, so you can exercise that authority with creativity. So that helps you to learn new skills, and obviously it is going to help you to improve your ability and efficiency. Obviously, as a result of that, so we can develop available personal also. Means it is going to help us to prepare the future manager. Then the next one, that is expansion and growth. Expansion and growth. So obviously, so when the work is going to be when you are going to get the work in an organized manner, when the work is going to, or when the idea is going to implement with a proper plan. So in such cases, obviously it helps to increase the sales volume. It helps to increase the profits. So when your profit is going to increase, when your sales volume is going to be increased by some certain percent, so obviously there is a chance that it is going to help you to survive and grow bigger, because obviously organizing is going to help us to grow, and it is going to free us from the unnecessary diversification. We are going to choose wisely whether we need to enter into new line of products or not. Suppose we are producing some particular line of product called XYZ, so whether there is a need to introduce into the new line or not, so we can decide. So organizing is going to help us whether it is better to enter into the new line of product or not. We can choose wisely. So as a result of that, it is going to help us to so when it is going to help us to make use of available resources in a maximum advantage, with the maximum advantage. So when we are able to use our available resources up to the optimum utilization, and when we are going to exercise effective administration, so obviously these are going to result into increase in sales volume and increase in profit. So when you have increase in profit, when you are going to increase your sales volume, so obviously, so there is a chance to grow bigger. You can improve your profits, and as a result of that, so there is a chance to expansion as well as growth. So effective exercise of this particular function can also help us to expand bigger, and it also helps us to grow to number of branches. So growth in the sense, so growth can be measured in many ways. It may be measured by the increase in the number of outputs, or increase in the turnover, or by the increase in the labor force or workforce, or by increasing the output. So in these volumes, so we can measure the growth of the organization, and organizing is going to help us to grow in these manner, in these ways, and that is about the importance of organizing. Okay, so this is, as I told, this is a second function of a management. It is all about giving practical shape to your plan. So once a planning function is over, so it is followed by the second function, that is implementation of that plans. Okay, that is what organizing is all about, and these are the some of the importances of organizing function. Okay, so in the next class we will go through some of the different types of organization structure. Okay, so there is a concept of organization structure, and there are some types of organization structure. So we'll go for the discussion in the next class. Till then, stay at home, keep learning. Thank you.